Hey, everybody. Wanted to come to you today with something that we've been hearing a lot of, and I want to protect you. Yes, I want to protect you from the biggest threat to your success in this business. That threat? It's you. It's me. It's us. We are our own worst enemies oftentimes in this business. Here's what I mean. What we know and we hear oftentimes with partners maybe who aren't able to make one of the training calls, partners who maybe aren't able to schedule a time with Jeff or stick to the time with Jeff, partners maybe who aren't able to be on a training or a coaching call with their regional director. We hear lots of great reasons, right? We hear things like, oh, I had a showing. Oh, I had photography. I had an inspection. I had to run something to the title company, right? Lots of reasons. And like we learn in Bold and Cody's taught all across the country, we can have reasons or results. We can't have both. So what I want to talk to you guys about today and why I was so completely focused on making sure that I get this message out to all of you today is that the biggest threat to you and I's business is ourselves, because we tell ourselves ridiculous lies. We tell ourselves one thing's more important than another. Here's what I mean by that. Cody has told us time and time again that lead generation will find you a deal or a sale. Lead follow-up will build you a business. Now, this is just like how you use your time. Guys, Gary said it from stage all the time that most agents trade tomorrow's business for today's. They get so busy and caught up in maintaining the 1 or 3 deals they have going today that they stop the activity required, the lead generation and the follow-up necessary to build the business for tomorrow and beyond. And so this cycle of the real estate income roller coaster continues, and so many of you, me included, we've ridden this roller coaster, and it's terrible. It is a terrible ride. The reason for it is right here. Look in the mirror. You're going to see the biggest threat to your business. Now, here's what I want to challenge you all to do. I want to challenge you to look at the times you have coaching calls with your regional director. Look at the times you have training calls, the development call, your regional call, whatever the training might be. Look at these times, these spots that should be on your calendar as sacred times. No different than if you had to take your child to the doctor. No different than if you had to go to the dentist. Like no different than any other significantly important appointment. Because what we know is the client stuff that you are telling yourself is crucial and critical and has to happen right now, it doesn't. It does not have to happen right now. The deal's not going to fall apart. No one's going to pass away. Nothing bad is going to happen when we protect our time. So I want to challenge you guys. You need to protect what's on your calendar. Protect your time. These trainings and the coaching, they're appointments with you. And while they may not find you a deal today, I guarantee you they'll impact you and change who you are, how you show up, and how you look at your business. And that for sure will impact you tomorrow and beyond. So check out this video right now. I'm going to splice it in right after this. Our friend Chad down in the Southeast region did a great video on time management versus self-management. Check it out.
Hey everybody, Chad here, and I want to take a moment and talk to you about time management. Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to manage the next 30 seconds. Just manage it. Go ahead. Make it stop. Make it go faster. Whatever it is you want to do for the next 30 seconds. I'll wait. Point proven. I'm not waiting any longer. You can't manage time. Time management is a complete myth. What I want you to understand is that you can make choices. You can control your calendar, yet you can't manage time. So please stop talking about time management. Please don't go to any classes that teach you time management, because it doesn't happen. All you can do is manage yourself. And what we want to talk about on this video here is self-management. Now, you got into the world of real estate for whatever reason it is. You've joined with United Home Group for whatever reason it is. And what I want you to understand is that you don't have a boss. Sort of. Because you do have a boss. And who's your boss? No, it's not your regional director. No, it's not Cody. No, your boss is your calendar. That's right, think about it. When something is that important in your life, you put it on your calendar. When you have an event for your kids at school, or a hair appointment, or something that's that important, tickets to an event, a vacation, whatever it is, you put it on your calendar. So what we want you to do here at United Home Group is start using that calendar. Now, we're going to take a few minutes here and talk about an ideal calendar for you. We're going to talk about some ideas for your calendar. Now, one of the benefits of joining United Home Group is you get to choose your calendar yourself. Yet one of the things Cody teaches us again and again in the 51 list is set consistent hours. That's right. So that's where it all starts, setting consistent hours for certain activities that need to be consistent. And do you know what the first activity is that needs to go on your calendar? Take a second and guess. Wrong. The first thing that needs to go onto your calendar is your bedtime. Yeah, your bedtime. You see, too many of us stay up late night watching television. We go to sleep whenever we get tired. No, imagine if you actually went to sleep so that you could wake up when you wanted to and attack the day properly. Now, I'm a 4 a.m. wake up person. Don't worry, that's my choice. You might be a 6 a.m. wake up person. Heck, maybe you're a 7 or an 8 a.m. wake up person. Whatever the time is you choose to wake up, I want you to back that up and figure out when do you need to go to sleep. That's the first thing that should go on your calendar. And now your calendar is telling you it's bedtime. You can DVR any TV show and watch it later. Nothing is that important. Now you'll be able to wake up at a set time and have set hours in your life. Now that means set hours at work. That also means set hours in your life. I wake up at the same time. I go to sleep at the same time. My day is built by following my calendar, and that's what we want you to do. Now, outside of putting your bedtime, putting your wake up time on your calendar, what's the most important thing? Yeah, now you can say it, lead generation. Now let me take a side note here and talk about lead generation. I'm not a fan of that term. That is not a winning term in my world. When Gary Keller uses the term lead generation, he doesn't mean lead generation. Sorry, he means calling for sale by owners. He means calling expireds. He means contacting your sphere. He means working internet leads. He means going and knocking on doors. He means open houses, whatever it is. Yet when we talk about lead generation, we then stare at a screen and don't know what to do. So we're going to challenge you. Don't just put lead generation on your calendar. Start getting specific about that. And we'll come back to this in just a few moments and talk about a strategy Cody likes to use here at United Home Group that has helped a lot of our partners. Now you've got your calendar moving in the right direction. You've got a bedtime, you've got a wake up time. You've got lead generation. We're just going to hold that for now on your calendar, and you know how long you're going to do your lead generation for. Now it comes down to you listening to your boss. That's right. Your boss has told you something, so listen to it. Your boss has told you you're supposed to go to bed now. Your boss has told you it's time to lead generate. Your boss has told you you got a doctor's appointment. Your boss has told you time for a listing appointment. Whatever it is, you get to choose your calendar. You then self-manage to observe, respect, and follow your calendar. Now here at United Home Group, we're going to teach you about calendaring again and again and again. You can be sure at least one developmental call every month talks about calendaring in one way or another. Because we know the power of controlling your calendar is the only way you can control you. Now let me give you one tip, and then I'm going to go back and talk about what Cody had brought up. The first tip I want to give you is stop clicking auto repeat. Chad, my calendar's all wrong then because everything is on there auto repeat. Right. Here's the rule in my world that we've been sharing with everybody at United Home Group as well. If it's weekly or less frequent, that means weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or even annually, you can go ahead and click auto repeat. That means the team meeting in your market center. That means the developmental call every Friday. That means your coaching call with your regional director or whomever you're having your calls with. Those are probably weekly activities. And you want those to show up on next week's calendar when you go to set appointments so you can look ahead and realize, oh, that conflicts. You can't put daily stuff on auto repeat. Here's why. Because then you didn't put it on your calendar, which means you won't do it. You see, if you go and put lead generate, we're coming back to that. If you put lead generate on your calendar and click auto repeat every day, that tells me in 10 years from now, you're supposed to be lead generating right now. And you aren't. And you won't be. Because you have no idea where you'll be 10 years from now. So what we want you to do is uncheck that box. Yes, that means you have to add it every day. You have to put your lead generation on the calendar every single day when you're going to do it. Why? Because what happens if there's a class in your market center you want to attend? then you have to move when your lead generation is going to happen. What happens if one of the calls at United Home Group conflicts with your lead generation? You're going to have to move your lead generation at that time. What happens if you have something going on in the world, like a hair appointment, a doctor's appointment, something with your family? You need to move your lead generation. And if you just click auto repeat every day for lead gen, you won't move it. You'll just ignore it and you'll skip it. And that's how you end up wondering where the success is that you've been planning on, because you keep missing the things you need to control and focus on. Now, let's go back and talk about this topic I was mentioning of lead generation. There are 100 different ways to lead generate. And here's the way at United Home Group we recommend you break down your calendar. What Cody likes to do is at the beginning of the week, on a Monday, he likes to focus on for sale by owners. On Tuesdays, he likes to focus on expireds for his lead generation. Why? Because they're probably the two that require the most energy for him. So he wants to get them out of the way when he's fresh from the weekend. The beginning of the week, he's going to go get those opportunities while he's got the energy. Now, Wednesday, Cody considers follow-up day. This is that chance to create follow-up calls to all those people you've talked to over the previous weeks, to follow up with the people who are in your pipeline, not yet in your car, or don't yet have a sign in their yard. This isn't follow-up with my current clients that are under contract. This is follow-up with lead generation people. This is generating new business. And Cody will do that on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, he does his sphere of influence. Why does he do his sphere of influence? Because he's running out of energy as he goes through the week, and this gives him the chance to do the easier calls near the end of the week. And now Friday for Cody is a flex day. Maybe he hit his 100 contacts in the 4 days and can take Friday and make it easier on his lead generation. Maybe he needs to go attack something. Maybe it's the last day of the month, so all of a sudden there's a lot of expireds that just happened that he wants to go after. Whatever it's going to be, he uses Friday as a flex day. Now, this allows Cody to come into the opportunity of lead generation knowing the scripts he's going to need for that day, because it's for sale by owner day, because it's sphere of influence day. The scripts are different. Instead of just calling people all over the place and not knowing who you are at any given time. My tweak on that is I go in half-hour blocks. That's right, my first half hour of the day are going to be those for sale by owners. My second half hour of the day are going to be those expireds. Why? Most energy, first thing, I'm going after them. Then I'm going to do a half hour of internet lead generation. Then I'm going to do a half hour of my sphere. And now what I've done is my 2 hours of lead generation right there. And I've gone half hour to half hour to half hour to half hour with a 5-minute mind shift in between each session. So I'm going to take off my for sale by owner hat. I'm going to put on my expired hat. My scripts have now changed. I've re-engaged myself. I'm ready to go. We challenge you to do the same thing. Whether you pick Cody's method, whether you follow my method, whatever it's going to be, figure out your calendar and manage yourself. Welcome to United Home Group.